What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about Resident Evil Requiem. I wouldn't let the day go without doing a video on this game. My dear God, we got it. The games that Capcom was playing during Summer Game Fest, by the way, I won't forget. I'll never forget. But we did get the trailer. I think it was pretty awesome. It threw me for a loop. I'm not that familiar or at all with Resident Evil Outbreak. I've definitely heard of the name. I don't think I've ever played it, though. So, you have the character tie-in there that we'll talk about in a second, but that threw me off. And then, of course, like as it started going, right, then you kind of realize, oh my dear God, this is Resident Evil. So, obviously, maybe the biggest thing that came out of it is the release date, February 27th, 2026. I'm telling you right now, 2026 is looking so freaking good, and it's not just because of GTA and RE, it's for other games as well, but I would say that's soon, that's really not all that far away. And by the way, on top of that, not necessarily maybe as important as the trailer itself, but Jeff Keighley did talk about that it's going to be playable at Gamescom, so the end of August. But what that also probably means is if people are going to play it at Gamescom, you'll have write-ups on it, but also we'll probably see it again at the Gamescom. I believe they call it Opening Night Live, August 19th. So that should be really fun, and maybe that's where they reveal Leon, right? Because that's something that obviously this trailer did not focus on whatsoever. They did focus on the bombing of Raccoon City, so that was fun. And also, there was an interesting part, I think around like a 2-minute 45-second, I think that's the exact timestamp of the trailer, where you hear some people talking about like their experience, and there's a lot of people that think it's Leon, and then it kind of goes downhill from there. Some people think Chris was the last voice, some people think Jill was the girl that went back and forth. It was 3 distinct and unique voices, but Leon seems to be one that people are at least talking about. The other 2 maybe up in the air, but I think they did a pretty good job with this trailer. It was very story heavy, right? So you have this Grace who's now connected to Alyssa from Resident Evil Outbreak, and they definitely make it out to be that she's the mom. I guess we don't 100% know that. It could just be a trick of the trailer, but you have a connection there. So and I can appreciate them tying in a more obscure I kind of like it when any game does that, right? Tie in an obscure title that maybe not everybody has heard of or even played and tie it into the base lore, right? But as people are pointing out, the interesting thing is we know that Alyssa was alive during RE7, right? So you can kind of start to place some of the timeline. It was 8 years ago. This Grace character is being sent to a hotel. She has a traumatic past. Right after, actually, when she's thrown the file, right, she starts to have these flashbacks / I imagine we play them, where it does not look very comfortable, that thing that she's strapped to. So she's obviously dealing with an interesting past, and then you connect it to the future where she's going to have to go back there or relive the past, some psychological things, right? And then you throw in Raccoon City. A little confusing. So I don't know specifically, like, beat by beat, like how the game is exactly going to go. And then also, it's been so heavily rumored that I think Dusk Golem would just lose all credibility if it wasn't the case, but I think it is Leon, right? I mentioned Leon earlier, that there's 2 playable characters. And now we did kind of hear in those rumors that the second playable character would be a new person. So that does check off. Like a lot of the rumors that we're hearing has been true. We'll see like how open it is. Like Raccoon City could definitely be like an open-ish area. A hotel feels very like kind of classic Resident Evil, right? Like general area, you go back and forth, different doors, different keys and whatnot. So I wonder how much that's going to be true, but seems very story heavy. Seems like there's going to be some psychological stuff. You see a couple different creatures, as it goes. You see maybe our main villain, or at least a villain of the game. The game looks really, really good. I'm really excited. We do need to see more. We need to know if Leon's in this game, and again, maybe just a little bit more of a breakdown of like specifically how things are gonna go, but I'm freaking pumped. And again, giving that release dates, that cherry on top. When you show a trailer like that, I think you're good kind of no matter what, but then to say, okay, it's coming out in less than a year, we had hoped that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I predicted that Resident Evil would be first half of 2026, not second half. So nailed it. And pretty close to when Village came out too. So I think that like late winter, early spring, pretty good moment for it to release. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And of course, we'll do more videos as things become available to us. But let me know what you think. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. And I hope to see you all on the next one.